Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas Survivor Mode here in the Old World Blues DLC. Magnificent. And first up, well, I made a bit of a mistake at the end of last part, but it's all worked out just fine, which is, after I got back to the sink, I forgot to actually save. Forgot to save before I quit the game. Luckily, of course, that meant that I had to save just before I bought the K9000 upgrade, but all the repairing I did at the end of last part never actually happened, which kind of worked to my advantage, because I'd forgotten, people reminded me in the comments, I didn't need to waste all that money repairing up the Sonic Emitters, because the Sonic Emitters are automatically restored to full condition when you change out the audio files set into them. We can't do that just yet, but we will be able to do that soon. So what I did was, I didn't bother doing that. I've bought the two Sonic Emitters, but I haven't bothered repairing them, so I've saved myself a ton of money. I did repair Christine's sniper rifle, but this time I used my two weapon repair kits. Before I used them, I did a fixing things, because how much a weapon repair kit does is a function of your repair skill. So I did fixing things first, and as a result of that, yeah, Elijah's gun is much, much stronger than it would have been otherwise. This thing is, yes, looking very, very good indeed. Hang on, let's just get the stats up for this. It's going to be, yeah, DPS 192, damage 68. Oh, look at that. So that's DPS in line with the fully upgraded K9000, but with the advantage that, yeah, it's got a much, much more kind of powerful hitting damage. Oh, that's just beautiful. Right there, I love this thing. It's amazing. Anyway, today we need to kick off by getting the last of the big upgrades we need. The upgrade specifically for the Sonic Emitter that lets me take down the force fields. Not much point exploring thoroughly until we can actually get through all of the doors, eh? So, let's head over in that direction. And seeking that upgrade is going to mean I'm turning left and heading towards that lovely big old building over there, X8, the one direction we haven't really been to much so far. This area is not so bad, mostly just going to be a couple of lobotomites around, might be some animals, chance of some robots, nothing I won't be able to handle now I've got Christine's sniper rifle as long as I'm careful. Play it safe and you can basically just pick these guys off one by one from a very long distance. And of course, silenced weaponry doesn't really get hurt by anyone else too. So yes, nothing here but handful of Night Stalkers, few other bits and pieces, nothing major to worry about. Okay, right outside X8, but lots of red on the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach via this little broken down bit over here. If I recall correctly, was a little bit... Steady. When I say a little bit safer, not that safer, because everything's gone a bit wrong. That's fine. Go over to this. You're going to come at me up the hill, aren't you? And there you go. This thing proving its value straight away. Because... what bloody angle are you deciding you want to approach from? Well, that one. Okay, fine. And this thing breaks any defense they've got. Military cyber dogs go down. I think the military cyber dogs have a tiny bit more damage threshold than normal dogs, but only like a tiny bit more. They're not particularly well armoured. They do, however, often drop overcharged energy cells. Very, very useful. Totally grab them. And here we are at the X8 Research Centre. Marvellous. Just got to be a bit careful. There's something more over there, but whatever that is, that shouldn't see me. I'm more concerned with what is hanging out outside X8 itself. But I don't think there's as much this side, so we should be alright to snipe off whatever is elsewhere. Yeah, okay, we're safe for now. So here's the X8 facility. There's more over here.
Was that all?
I might just very quickly check if I can see what's round the corner here.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
It's not fighting now, okay? Actually, I'll tell you what. What's over there is totally just Night Stalkers and Cyberdogs. Smartest thing I could do would be completely leave them bloody be. Because then, when I come back out, if there's flipping, yeah, the scorpions everywhere, presumably they're not going to be allied to each other. Yeah, let them take some of the heat from the scorpions for me. Marvellous. So into X8 we go, a facility that's full of brains, lots of experiments with brains and kind of, you know, organic prosthesis and all sorts of good stuff. Let's go over to the observation area here. I always love this bit, it's very lovely and creepy, just a human that's been completely reduced to nothing but giblets, but centuries on, the machines are still just cutting and cutting and cutting. I always found that just a little bit on the creepy side. Now, something that I see like mysteriously large numbers of people miss, by the way, which is if you go left, because like the game is telling you to go right, the quest marker is kind of pulling you down that direction, there's something really, really cool. So head through here, just crack open all of these here doors, and you get yourself to, well, one, there's a couple of robots that need to be taken care of. That's no problem at all, just one basic robot, let him come to me. There he goes, trying to use a flamethrower, didn't work out well for him, lovely. Now, the game will never tell you to come to this room, but this room is amazing, which is this little platform here. Yes, indeed, this rather mysterious little area. Just go over to this computer right here, the X8 Splicing Facility Terminal. So, biomechanical splicing rules. Due to recent government-mandated cutbacks to our funding, only 3 experiments may be performed per day. We do not have infinite kennel space here in X8. Only 1 cyberdog beyond those needed for the testing process may be created. Clear any and all debris from the platform before conducting any splicing experiments. Experiments are not allowed outside the X8 facility. Finally, security must be disabled before experiments can run. So, let's splice a lobotomite and a robot, why don't we? And then literally, a lobotomite and a robot will pop down and they will be merged together into a robo-brain.
I feel different, awake, alive for the first time ever. What is this strange new world around me? What does it hold in store for a dreamer such as myself?
And then, sadly, it kind of explodes and breaks immediately after gaining sentience and talking about all of the wonder. Very, very tragic. However, you do get some free energy cells off it. That's nice. So that's kind of fun, but that's literally all we can do right now. However, there's a lot more we can get from this facility to come back here and make some more fun stuff later. There's a lot of splicing we can do yet. So let's crack on and we'll come back later. Down here, down into level 2, I think we've got, yes indeed, we've got ourselves some lovely Mr. Orderlies, which we can finish off nice and quickly with the paralysis effect off sneak attack. And, oh, is this gun silenced? I didn't realise this gun was silenced if it is. Hello, where's the other one? I know there's another... There's totally 2 in here. There you go. And, oh, apparently I missed you. Well, that's fine. We'll get a critical on you in a moment. And down you go, nice and quick. Yeah, the Mr. Orderlies are not really that strong. Fine, so both of them are dead, nice and quick, lovely. Over here on the left, a kennel door that requires a key, so we can't go in there just yet. And meanwhile, over here, another door, the X8 facility, that requires a key. That's basically the exit, so we don't need to worry about that one. Instead, we see all sorts of work related to cyberdogs. Good old cyberdogs. Everyone loves cyberdogs. They're awesome. One thing you will find that's interesting in this room, by the way, this room that clearly is connected to the production of robo-brains is, yes, bloody skulls, casings, corpses, and a coffin. In fact, several coffins. There's a note about this on the terminal, which I do actually quite like. It's the second note on this one. Yes, Project Burke involves what some less science-minded individuals might call grave robbing. Yes, we're forced into this due to budget cuts. No, none of the staff use the bodies for anything else. Finally, in regards to the rumour that Project Hare engages in liquidation operations against non-military targets to procure research subject, I will not dignify them with a response. Any other questions? I'm guessing all of those things actually did happen then, yes. So yes, in fact, this side of the facility is the more traditional, ghoulish, horrifying method of producing robo-brains. But over in the splicing lab, they just basically found a way of merging handies together with humans and it was all lovely. But instead, right over here, dog and robot splicing experiment holotape. Okay, so now that we've got that holotape, we can head back over to the terminal and a new experiment will be open to us, creating a brand new unique companion, the only companion, in fact, inside Old World Blues. So a new option has now appeared, Splice Robot and Dog. There's another 50 XP for doing that. In comes a dog and a Mr. Handy. Flash of light. And they have become a cyber dog. Basically kind of like Rex, except with a slightly different coloured glowing brain. Say hello to Roxy. And hello there, puppy. Oh, the dog is happy to see me. So go wait by the entrance, come with me, girl. So she can basically be commanded like a normal companion can. So if I tell her to follow me, she will become a companion, but only for X8. You may remember the rule said earlier that things that are spliced can't leave X8. Indeed, that's kind of hard-coded into their behaviour somehow. So if you leave X8, she will just basically sit down by the entrance inside X8 and not follow you. So yeah, this is just a temporary companion, the only one you can get in Old World Blues. So come with me, girl. There we go. So I've got myself a Robo-Dog helper. Very, very welcome indeed. I think, like, actually, I think even outside of hardcore mode, she's actually mortal because she's not a proper companion. But of course, I'm playing hardcore mode anyway, so even if she was a normal companion, she would die if she ran out of health. Anyway, she's not that tough. There's a good chance she'll die, but that's fine. We can just splice a new Roxy. You can literally just come back here and make infinite Roxy. So if your Roxy dies, don't worry. I like the design, by the way, how it's not just like a complete clone of Rex, that actually, like, you know, the whole mechanical side of her looks significantly more advanced, because Rex is supposed to have been around for centuries, so it makes sense that he'd be rather basic, whereas she's got more like glowy stuff on her back. It's very, very good indeed. So yes, we've got ourselves a companion for X8. Isn't that cool? I see a lot of people missing that. You can actually make yourself a companion in X8. They either don't realise, like, you know, you can splice multiple things on that terminal. They don't realise the terminal's there at all, or they don't realise that when you splice the Cyberdog, it's actually a companion as long as you speak to it and ask it to be so. So that's lovely, isn't it? So with Roxy now here, and thus us having a little bit of extra firepower, let's go into the facility and start the tests. And I must use any means necessary to retrieve 3 student files from the average high school. Unfortunately, unlike the X13 facility, there's not a massively easy way to cheat. There's a couple of like little advantages you can give yourself with like lockpicking and hacking and whatever, but there's not a massive cheat option like there is in X13. But that's fine, there doesn't always have to be a massive cheat option. Though admittedly, I do believe I am allowed to bring my dog in with me.
Attention, students. This is the pre-recorded voice of your pre-recorded principal, Dr. Principal Boros. You may know me as the head chief first researcher of Labs Z9 and Z14. There I fought valiantly to preserve rattlesnake DNA and put it right where it belongs, in the husk of another feared predator. Oh, and the tarantula hook. Can't splice enough, I always say. Especially if you can make a magnificent cazador. Enough about me. It has come to my attention that many of you seemingly innocent children have been subverted by red propaganda. This is a most serious matter, requiring the most serious of detentions. Can you spell detention?
Nice dealt with.
Death tension. Commie Pico traitors. Oh! Now I will send vicious cybernetic cyborg dogs through the corridors to weed all you traitors out. They will sniff out which among you have chosen the commie path.
You've gotta love the script in Old World Blues, don't you? So apparently I'm also level 26, because yes, my dog in all fairness might cause more trouble than she's worth, because she might actually run out and get attention when I was planning to just do some sniping, but never mind, eh? Okay, level 26, what do we want to do here then? Just in case a hard science check comes up, sorry, a very hard science check in fact, I'm going to move my science up to 80. Normally I've got equipment on me that lets me boost my science by 10 thanks to lab code, I think the followers lab codes? I've got something that gives me plus 10 science, but I don't have it here, so as a result, science 80 plus the programmer's digest means I can always get that up to 100, and then just shove the other 7 into energy weapons. Lovely. And I get a perk too. I'm going to take Sniper. It's always worth having the ability to do a headshot, because pretty much everything in this game, head is the weak point. That obviously changed a little bit in Fallout 4, where lots of stuff, the head was actually tougher than the rest of it. But yeah, in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, like 99% of the time you're going to be wanting to go for the head. So a guaranteed headshot is a very useful thing indeed. Now, time to sneak through this school and see what we can do. And indeed, you can see straight away, force fields. We've got to solve this small force field problem right here. Ooh, 4 dog meats right there. Fortunately, dog meat is kind of terrible. Also, do you have a health bar? Yes, you do. And actually, yeah, if I can do half your health bar with a single shot to the head, not so bad indeed. Time to... Oh, you'll have to come around the corner. Or are you somewhere further away? Let's go over to a more rapid-fire weapon, just in case, because they might be through the wall. That doesn't necessarily mean they're in this area. Well, we've got this right here at the bare minimum. That we can take out. Lovely. Water fountain right here. May as well just kind of... Yeah, I'll accept some rads in order to just quickly top up my hydration level. Beautiful. So the first time you come through the school, obviously there's all these force fields up. I mean, you've kind of got to go one very particular way, because lots of routes kind of blocked off to you. Like, as soon as we've done it, I think it's just once through, then we'll get ourselves the upgrade that lets us take down the force field that opens up a bunch of shortcuts, which is very, very useful indeed. Don't need any of that, mind. Just start heading through here. And prepare to, actually, I believe, yes indeed, a turret control system. Now, this is useful. But sadly, I think there was only one turret on this occasion, and the turret in question was the one outside, so we already killed it. So, no advantage to doing that today. Shame. But, plenty of stuff through here. Now, if I'm very lucky, I might be able to snipe off something. Yep, snipe off something before it kills me. Hello. Oh, my own dog's decided to go in to finish the job, but that's fine. This will all work out beautifully. Military cyber dog. Don't shoot my own dog. I think my dog died. Yeah, Rosie's dead. Rosie walked straight into a turret and immediately died. That's fine. I can go and make a new Rosie if I need to. That's very sad. She's not very tough. Oh, Rosie, I loved you. You tried your best, but it wasn't actually that good after all. I can get some scrap metal off her corpse. You shall live on. You shall live on as a weapon repair kit, or approximately 1/6 of a weapon repair kit. So, record number 1 from this terminal right here. Move straight on into the library, where we've got some more enemies to take out. There we go. Both of those guys dead. Nice and quickly, though apparently I'm still in danger. Loving the... Ooh! Ash pals stacked on top of a bloke. Love that. Sadly, one of them got lucky and crippled one of my arms. Dear oh dear. Right, you. Heal that up, please. Thank you. Student record number 2 from the library, and just move on. Basically, like, the enemies in here are not too tough, to be honest. Got some mentats as well. Lovely. There we go. 2 more dogs go down. There's so much XP from this area as well. Like 50 XP per fairly basic, easy to take down enemy. Yeah, I need some more microfusion cells to keep this old girl going. And where am I going to get more of them? Oh, I think I know a good location, actually. I might not get there this part, but I do know where I can top these up. For the time being, maybe I should switch over to Christine's. And more flipping mentats, of course. The school is just full of drugs. It's very bloody useful. Over in this room, we've got ourselves a turret and a dog. But if we just sneak over here without being spotted, 1 terminal. So, reconfigure the targeting parameters. And that makes sure that the turret fires on the dog, because we know there's a dog up here. So now turret versus dog. I think the turret... Oh, yes, of course, the turret... It's not just the turret that has a ranged attack. The dog, of course, does indeed have a ranged attack. The dog has his little bark. So I think the dog actually won that one. Yes, the dog won that one handily, in fact. Hello there, dog. You just wander over here, why don't you? There we go. 1 nice shot, and the dog is dead.
Down at the end of the hall is ball storage for jocks who like balls. Like Richie Marcus. Do you hear me, Betsy? Richie likes balls.
I'm increasingly suspicious that Dr. Boris may have some unresolved issues related to his high school. Now, yeah, I think it's just like, it looks like it's just like 1 or 2 dogs around here. Hello there, cyber dog. Oh, one cyber dog over there just mourning his brethren. We'll just quickly shoot him and shoot him dead. Lovely. So, both the dogs down, but more are gonna spawn in yet. If I had mines, this would be lovely to lay them out right now. But sadly, I do not have any mines with me. I've got grenades mined, but not as good. And if you've got average lockpicking, you can indeed get into the ball storage that Dr. Boris so much likes pointing out how much jocks like balls. So here we are, footlocker and ball storage contains bottle caps. Those aren't even remotely balls. And the final record, retrieve the student record, retrieve Betsy Bright's record, and Betsy Bright's disciplinary record, unexcused absences 7, disruptive behaviour 3, smoking on school property 11. Oh, Betsy, you need to straighten yourself out. Now, more dogs are about to be coming in. Yes, you can see them right flipping there, in fact. Though right now, they're not aware of me.
This one looks pretty tough.
Okay, they are aware of me, in fact, yes. Maybe go over to a bigger gun. Okay, back to hidden. I mean, these guys are really perceptive. Like, I've got sneak 88 and I'm wearing the bloody sneaking suit. And they're still detecting me. The enemies in this DLC are really rather perceptive. So, just gotta be careful, shoot. And when I say careful, I mean just shoot him in the face. Now, shoot the next one in the face too. Hello! You're also going to be shot in the face, and down you go. So now there's an advanced test and a residential Cyberdog related test. Marvellous. But first I'll just loot this place, see if there's anything good floating around. I'll take some drugs, yep. One good exchange here on the X8 Biomechanical Testing Facility Terminal. So X12 has requested assistance. We had a small issue with one of our Y17 trauma harnesses. Sadly, a member of the X12 research team choked on a buffalo gourd seed and died while working late last night. For some reason, his Y17 trauma harness will not shut down. In fact, it has begun malfunctioning and causing the late Mr. Harris to attack other employees. Do you have any prototypes you could lend us as a means to stop it, says Barb. And indeed, they sent over the K9000 Cyberdog gun. Well, that thing's bloody useless. Send over any gun ahead of that. We've had another unfortunate occurrence. While attempting to destroy Mr. Harris's trauma harness, the disaster control team member carrying the gun slipped and fell, dropping the weapon. Unarmed, the team had to flee and seal off the lab. Unfortunately, your K9000 Cyberdog prototype was sealed inside X12. So, another K9000 prototype is sitting inside X12. We will get to that in time. And on the shelf, cigarettes, ammo, and indeed a brain, and bits of brains in a jar as well. I assume that is kind of reusing the asset from Fallout 3 and Point Lookout, which is nice, I like that. And as we escape, sit, stay, kill a whole bunch of dogs, just receiving conditioning that humans are not to be killed, except humans are sometimes to be killed, like it clearly says kill there. If I were in this dog school, I'd be confused. There is clearly some real mixed messaging going on here. Now we just need to escape. There's a couple of robots that need to go down. So, as it's robots, here we are, our lovely thing here. Scrap electronics. Where is the robo principal? There's a robot principal somewhere around here. I don't think he's that close to us. We're alright for now. And when we do, we've got this here gun. This thing's obviously a little bit more powerful because I've just taken a little bit more of the energy weapon skill. So we should be alright for now. And okay for now. And I think he's round here. Yep, that is a Protectron right flipping there. And that should paralyze you. And that gives me plenty of time to finish you off. Nice.
Oh, yes, my pet, Gabe. I'd forgotten about the old boy and the countless experiments I'd done on him back at his. Gabe? Gabe, you're about to have your favorite treat. A visitor. Won't that be nice? Don't eat the visitor, boy. Don't, please. Gabe would bark and snarl and bite whenever anyone came to visit. That's why I replaced his legs with spare parts and fed him a steady diet of psycho-laced dog chow.
Psycho-laced dog chow. Oh, that's going to go beautifully well. So the exit's right there, but no, we want to explore the other area over here first. Couple more enemies here as well. Hello there. No, why don't you die, you bastard? There you go. Ooh, I like the glowy skeleton look. That's nice. Now, conveniently in this area, there's a workbench together with, well, pretty much literally everything you would need. Duct tape, scrap metal, wrenches, wonder glue. Literally everything you would need to make quite a few weapon repair kits. In fact, I might be able to make several on the fly right here. Let's see how many I can get away with at the moment. Hang on a moment. I know... Wait, what? Oh, yes, good, lovely. So I can make myself, how many of these at this point? I can make 2 weapon repair kits. Lovely, that will do very nicely. I'll use one of those straight away to get this gun back up to spec. Lovely. And the other thing I want to do is I would like to convert, yes, indeed, I'd like to convert Electron Charge Pack, which I'm not currently using for anything, into microfusion cells. Nice, and that actually gets me a little achievement straight away. Marvellous, with a little XP dump for doing that. And now I've got flipping tons of ammo to use in my newly improved Elijah's weapon. Again, when I see people playing New Vegas, I see a lot of people just forgetting that the nice thing about energy stuff especially is energy stuff, it's so easy to convert into other energy stuff. It's a little inefficient, but like... That's the nice thing about energy weapons, that the ammo is effectively interchangeable thanks to workbench conversion with only a little bit of science. And to be honest, like, literally everyone will be taking science. Like, science and lockpicking are just the basics of Fallout 3 in New Vegas. This is particularly useful over here in Old World Blues because energy cells are just thrown at you. Just gather the energy cells and then just convert them into microfusion cells, which are much more useful for the vastly more kind of powerful weapons that are powered by microfusion cells, especially in Old World Blues, like Elijah's gun right here. And we've got our first look at a unique variant of the Power Fist in this DLC, just taken off a random lobotomite there. The Saturnite Fist. Saturnite, this kind of exclusive new space age metal thing. We'll get into that later when we actually get to the relevant facility, but yes, there is an improved Power Fist with an increased attack speed in this DLC if you're an unarmed specialist. Yes, indeed, once you've got that fully upgraded, that can be worth a look. It's pretty darn good. And from this little observation facility, we can see down here there's something going on. A big doghouse, a bunch of houses. Interesting. We'll be going down there very soon indeed. And the real reason you want to come to the end here, take the dog and lobotomite splicing experiment. What happens if you mix a man and a dog? We're going to find out together with science. Interesting note here at the terminal at the end as well. In light of the large number of fatalities due to the latest shipment of experimental test subjects, the shipping department is going into lockdown. I give you my personal assurance that as soon as this plague of monsters has been dealt with, I will work overtime to get your deliveries to you in a timely and efficient manner. As I am currently the only surviving member of the shipping department, however, there may still be some delays. Until then, Dr. Callis in X13 has the pass card for the area, Skippy the sole survivor. And the exact problem, by the way, at Dr. Richardson's request, we opened one of these kennels from our latest shipment. The dog inside, and I use that term loosely, appeared to be suffering from a truly horrendous case of mange, and upon being released, it immediately attacked, killed, and attempted to swallow whole specialist acres. Luckily, the situation has, for now at least, contained itself, as SPC Acres was a very large man and the creature has choked to death. Does anyone know anything about this shipment? Please advise. I love that note. It's marvellous. And of course, a note as well about something hidden in X13, but we can't get in there just yet. We're going to need the upgrade before we can do that. But that's fine. That's everything we need in this area. Let's head back round again at this point, because yes, indeed, now we can go through a second time, which is, I'm pretty sure, when we get the flipping upgrade we need. But before we do the advanced test, of course, back to the splicing lab. We need to figure out what this new experiment creates. So this time, splice lobotomite and dog. Another 50 XP for doing what man should never do and messing with things we should never mess with. And this creates, sadly, not a werewolf. Mad scientist had an experiment go horribly, horribly wrong. Apparently, you can't really blend human and dog. It just doesn't end well for anyone involved. The nice thing is, however, of course, the lobotomite does still have all his usual stuff on him, so you can basically do this over and over, albeit only 3 times a day, for an infinite source of, for example, 10mm ammo, because that's normally the sort of thing that these guys are armed with. So in all fairness, probably not my greatest scientific success there, but still, you know, I should probably clean the area. Let's just clear the area. That's probably polite for the next person who's going to be using the splicing apparatus. Yes, clear the area, please. Lovely. And now straight into the advanced test. Beautiful. Yes, the X8 test terminal. Though I do need to have a choice, I could skip forward to the residential Cyberdog guard test. If I have a criticism of this area of Old World Blues, it's very confusing which one you're supposed to do. If you're not paying really close attention, you can lose what you're supposed to do when, which is basically, you want to do the advanced institutional data retrieval if you want the upgrade to take down the force fields, or the residential Cyberdog guard test if you want Gabriel's Bark, the upgrade for the Sonic Emitter, which are 2 separate things. And you kind of do want to be doing both, but the game is a little bit unclear about that, because you could very easily think, oh, well, I've already done the data retrieval, so I'll go down to the Cyberdog. But no, you also need to get the force field thing. So the game is, yeah, a little bit unclear about that. It's certainly not the easiest thing in the world to figure out. So, advanced test this time, marvellous. Everything's in the exact same location, it's just there's a few more guards floating around. Luckily, the guards are mainly robots, and I can deal with robots very easily. And this time, all of the doors are covered up by the force field, so nothing I can do yet. So go over to this computer instead, and activate the Field Disruptor download terminal. There we go, Sonic Emitter data. download that. And now the Sonic Emitter EM Pulse Wavefield is unlocked. The Sonic Emitter can disable force fields. It doesn't matter what audio file you've got set in your Sonic Emitter, all of them can now do this. That's not a unique audio file that needs to be set to work. It's whatever audio file is set works anyway. Yeah, again, not very clearly explained, to be honest. And the game also gives you some energy cells just on the off chance you actually need those to use the Sonic Emitter at this point. And, oh, that one automatically goes down on its own. Why did that happen? I don't know. That just sort of happened by itself. And one quick shot for the dog. There you go, down nice and quick. As long as you get the sneak attack criticals and you nail the headshot, you're in pretty good shape. I don't think there's anything new in this hall yet. To be honest, there's not a huge amount new. Let's just go over here nice and quick and use this terminal again. This time remembering to use this terminal first before fighting the terminal. So, reconfigure the targeting parameters just in case there's anything else to murder. And something's certainly happening. Lovely. And I think the dog won the fight in the end, but that's fine. Should have weakened themselves quite significantly. And dog goes down. Yes, indeed. I think they pretty much killed each other and I just finished them off. Lovely. Very bloody convenient there. Yes, indeed. It's mainly just additional Protectron Mark IIIs. Don't underestimate high-level Protectrons, by the way. In the base game, you're kind of used to Protectrons being kind of terrible and useless and the worst of the robots. High-level Protectrons that got used quite a bit in Old World Blues, they can still hurt you pretty bad. Still, before we go any further, don't forget, of course, we've now got this lovely thing here, and that means we can take out a nice little area. And the first one you take out, actually, is the completion of the quest. You don't actually complete the quest until you've taken out your first force field, so 400 XP for doing that, and access to a whole bunch of cabinets. Oh, a wrench. Just what I always wanted. And indeed, some proton throwing axes. Those are cool, I like them. This also lets you, if you want, take out the force fields guarding, like, odd cupboards, which means you can help yourself to some flipping energy cells, which are hidden in here. Sadly, not the trophy. But if you desperately want to, yes, you can indeed help yourself to a whole pile of dino toys. And more energy cells back there. Beautiful. Always take a big pile of energy cells, because a big pile of energy cells is not just useful for powering this thing, and this gun can get really, really bloody powerful once you've fully upgraded it, but obviously can be converted into microfusion cells, which are even bloody better. Marvellous. And now we can get into this room we weren't allowed into before. Now, using that shortcut, we're now in the corridor back here without ever going into the library. So, dog goes down. The dog, of course, last time we arranged a fight between the dog and the turret. But this time we don't want that to happen at all. Instead, I want to get the dog out of the way. So now the turret is in the room all on its own. Nothing else in there but the turret. And there might be one other thing you notice about the turret if we just kind of peer over here, which is the turret is literally sitting atop a force field. And what can we do with force fields now? Well, we can get rid of them. And what is there over on the right here? My goodness, there's a terminal that would let me make the turret shoot anything. And what is this room directly above? Why, the library. So just head over to the terminal again. Just quickly hack this. So, reconfigure the targeting parameters, of course. Leave the turret on, but now it will shoot literally anything. And now, just deactivate the ceiling. I'm trying to remember whether it's in sections or not. Okay, and the turret has... Oh, does the turret just get destroyed by that? Oh, I thought the turret would be allowed to fall and shoot. Well, you can take out the floor and the turret just falls, and it's definitely... It's either destroyed, or, so I didn't need to take care of it, or it's possibly actually going to fire on anything else. Well, actually, I tell you what, there's a dog down there now. Now I can shoot the dog from above, which is definitely easier anyway. I was misremembering there. I thought you'd actually drop the turret into the library and use the turret to murder everything in the library. But no, it seems that is not the case. But never mind. Though actually, I guess you could. You could also theoretically lead the dogs in the corridor out onto here. And then actually just kind of, if you led them out onto the force field, then turn the force field off, dropping them into the library, thereby sealing them in a room where they couldn't get to you. I guess that's another option too. That's interesting. Speaking of which, we do actually need to go back down into the library because we still need to get the record from there. So make sure you do that before you kind of, you know, try and use it to trap any dogs. And then the same again, couple of dogs at the end of the hallway, this time robots as well. And then, ooh, shot you dead. And then one robot, dog two. And he still doesn't know where I am, but he is dead now. Beautiful. Again, I'm pretty sure there are dogs that are going to spawn at the end here, but still no minds, can't deal with that. That's fine, we'll just murder them with Elijah's gun if we have to. You'll go down nice and quickly, and I don't think you know where I am yet, do you? No! Nice, okay. Took both of them out before they realised. Lovely. Ooh! Flashy, ooh! Flashy lights and explosions. Eve, I do like you sometimes. Okay, fine, that was a good call. People who recommended Eve as a mod. That's a cool little visual effect right there. And I will gladly help myself to some overcharged cells as well. And the other nice thing about this area, of course, is technically I haven't actually done the Dr. Mobius thing yet. Because Mobius will only attack me after I get Gabriel's bark. So as a result, I don't need to deal with the Robo-Scorpions yet, which is lovely. What we can do now that we've got this force field gun, however, is follow up on what was mentioned to us in the terminal. A key hidden somewhere in X13 that lets us access the kennels in X8. Again, this is pretty much an optional area, because I could go straight into the Gabriel's Bark area right now, I'm pretty sure. So you don't need to do this. This is all basically just optional stuff. But we are, of course, going to head over there now. So, let's just nip over there, because it's actually very, very easy to get hold of. So, back over to the front door of X13. And literally where we are going is right here. This one little room right here immediately to the right. And a stealth boy. Very nice. Occasionally very, very useful indeed. This seems to be like, yeah, I guess the armaments locker, if you like, because there's a whole bunch of laser pistols floating around, plus some bobby pins and some energy cells, albeit drain ones, but we can recycle those, that's fine. Oh, that was a proper one there. Most importantly, this little suitcase right here, the X8 kennel key. Nice. So now that I've got that key, this door right here, follow round to the left, and we can open up the kennels. Before you do, be really, really ready to open up the kennels. I'm going to load up overcharge ammo, because you're going to be swarmed by flipping Night Stalkers the moment you open this door, and it's not fun. Just open that up, and
This
just...
one looks pretty tough.
There you go. Screw you, screw you, screw you, and screw you. And I've already been a bit crippled, but that's fine. No, don't. This is a bad time. Reload, reload. Flipping heck. These things will tear your health apart in no time. Whew. Luckily, the suit's looking out for me. And then, ooh, what a nice explosion there. Yes, luckily, the suit is looking out for me because the suit popped a stim pack. And up here in this room, you will indeed find the K9000 FIDO schematics that make the K9000 even bloody worse somehow. How do you make such a terrible gun even worse? Well, I'll show you if I remember. And of course, from here, we have the option to release the unusual specimen. Sure, why not? That sounds like a thing that can't possibly go wrong. Night Stalkers. They're faster than dogs, they hit harder than dogs in general. Probably don't even bother trying to snipe them. Probably just go straight over to this thing, use the overcharge ammo, and sort of bloody hope. In addition, of course, continue using the flipping... No, it's 100% fine. Use the turrets to my advantage, of course. There we go. That is a turret helping me out right there. At least for a moment, anyway. Ah, this I'd forgotten. The location of the data has changed because this flipping terminal's gone. Okay, then. Okay, I don't remember this being shuffled, but there we are. As I say, Old World Blues, not the DLC I know best. It's back in this room. Okay, in that case, I could have skipped those guys in that room entirely. Never mind, they're dead now. That's the important thing. In that case, I now wonder if there's any way for me to entirely skip the library, if potentially there's not going to be a computer in there. It might be somewhere else instead.
No more medicine. So sad.
You have become addicted to a drug. Well, why did you inject me with it then, suit? Oh, bloody hell. I didn't even want you to inject me with that Med-X. Gosh darn it. I didn't ask you to do that. You just did it anyway. Well, that's annoying. I actually thought that, I think like the medic power armor in Fallout 3, you're actually not able to get addicted from that, but apparently you can get... Hello there. You should die now. There you go. More to come yet, though. But indeed, no computer in the library, so I could have skipped the library on this occasion. Blimey, I like this new little refresh. And there's the third one right there, in fact. Intriguing. But no, don't do that for now. Instead, quickly focus on the turret. Targeting parameters off. That should murder or at least do some good damage to a Night Stalker. Or rather, completely chase it off and chase it in my direction. Well, that's just marvellous. We're on the plus side. I don't think it should be able to open doors, right? I'm pretty confident that thing can't open doors. Let's just go and get ourselves the third and final record. And now we just need to get out of the testing area. Now this, of course, getting rid of the turret easiest in the world. Drop it into the library. So just the escape to go. Beautiful. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And how many's through here? Ooh. We've got a couple of dogs through here, but they won't be able to open the door. Is there any down? Please tell me the usual ones down there haven't spawned as well. That'd be unfortunate. Ooh, I've got an idea. Oh, they totally have. Beautiful. Well, I've got an idea. I've been picking up a few plasma grenades. Those things hit pretty hard. Let's give this a go for the splash damage. Yes, go for the one furthest away, please. Thank you. That will do. One over there. Grenade. That did not work in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Not at all. Right, okay. And now I've got literally all of them. Right, jump. Down here. Screw the lot of you. There's... Oh, one of you fell. One of you actually made it. Well done. The rest of you don't know how to get down. Ow, they do. They knew how to get down. Oh, that was the one I chased down here earlier. Well, this is unfortunate. Well, now I feel a little bit stupid about kind of, yeah, chasing that one down there with the turret and just saying, yeah, I can just leave him down there now. He's no trouble to me. No, he was trouble. He was trouble for me, in fact. Oh, they know I'm here. Oh, yeah, they know I'm here. Right, hang on, hang on, hang on. Oh, this works. I've just accidentally trapped myself in with one of them and not the other. Perfect. Excellent. Just one of you made it through the door, you stupid bastard. Excellently good news.
Does that feel better?
It does, but I do wish you'd stop injecting me with drugs, because I do keep getting addicted, and that's a bad thing. Right, you are apparently... Oh, yeah, you're in actually pretty bad condition. Nice. And then just one of you left. This works for me. And then, oh, you potentially are the toughest one. But that's fine. If I get a critical, this should be... I didn't get a critical. And dead anyway. I've got 2 crippled limbs and I'm addicted to something. I'm doing so flipping well. Right, I think we probably need to prioritize getting that sorted out next, to be honest. The game's implying I'd like to do the advanced test with the Night Stalkers. You know what? I think I'm good for the moment. I think there's one thing that's now very important to do before we do that, including actually, there's one more area we can show off on the way past out of this test. Which is, if we veer over here, back into this room that had the workbench, and now we go around to here, we can now use the key that we got previously to access the kennel door to the X8 Central Facility. And that brings us up top in the kennels. And that opens up a fun little cache of stuff up here, including a toolbox. That's just a fairly normal toolbox, to be honest. I almost don't want to take the flipping Med-X because my armor will just inject me with it when I don't want them to. Proton throwing axe ×4. Really good condition combat armor and combat helmet. You can tell that from the value how good those are. And indeed some ammo boxes as well. And if you look down very carefully at the cage, hop over, just go down there. And one final experiment. Take the Robot Night Stalker Splicing Experiment holotape. The 4th and final splicing experiment, and the one I think a lot of people miss because it's very, very easy to overlook. Also, can I just get back over here? Yes, indeed, because there's also something else up top. There's a locker on top of the other cage right here. That is just basic ammo, though, so I'll be skipping out on that. So, yes, indeed, up top here, a nice little cache of security gear. Drop down, obviously, we're back in the main facility. Lovely. So, let's go and do the 4th and final splicing experiment. This obviously sounds like a terrible, terrible sort of thing that we should never, ever do. But let's do it anyway. The sort of thinking that brought us Deathclaws right there. And in they come. Let's see what they make. And it's a Robo-Brain. except a much more aggressive robo-brain that fires over and over and over and then just immediately dies, unfortunately. So how about instead we just get that out of the way and write that off as another bit of a failure? And what we do instead is splice robot and dog. Let's bring Roxy back. Because yes, Roxy is pretty sure like the only companion in Fallout history who, even if she dies, you can just keep making a new one. And there's our girl, Roxy, again. Hello, Roxy. Welcome back. Is there any unique dialogue? No, there's no unique dialogue to, hey, I saw you die, but I guess you're probably going to be wanting to come along with me anyway. How you doing, dog? Panting, would you believe? And why don't you come with me? And there we are, we've got a new Roxy. You can just make as many Roxys as you want, up to a maximum of 3 per in-game day. But yes, indeed, you can just have more Roxys. And that is all of the splicing experiments. Though I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind just having some flipping stim packs, please. Thank you. Lovely, lovely stim packs. I wouldn't mind being able to make a doctor's pack either, given how bloody crippled I am. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, X8 has indeed taken quite a bit longer than I was expecting, especially kind of going through all of the splicing experiments, because some of those are very, very fun indeed. So, I'm going to leave this off here. Next time, I think first things first, I need to actually go and get myself a doctor. There's only one doctor in this entire DLC. It is, in fact, a doctor robot, obviously. So we're going to need to go and get his lovely little personality core. Luckily, it's fairly close by to where I am now, in fact. We'll go and get ourselves healed up. We'll finish off this area, and we'll begin exploring the wider area in Old World Blues. Oh, I love Old World Blues. I just love taking my time and enjoying it, because stuff like the splicing lab, it's just gorgeous. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm so glad Old World Blues exists. It's just the best DLC, isn't it? So, more next week, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with Old World Blues. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oi! You bastard! That was mostly still fine! Stolen the bridge! All we need to do is create a counterweight over here. This is like bridge ballast. Come on! Uh-oh. No. Wait. That's fine. That creaking's supposed to happen.